Good afternoon and welcome to another episode of The Outside Edge. As has been the case with COVID, a lot of people have been working from home, so we decided to do one interview remotely using a conferencing app. So this time I've got a very important guest with me. My guest is an entrepreneur and a pioneer. He's been a leader in the UAE Cricket for many years, member of the Emirates Cricket Board, General Secretary of the Ajman Cricket Council. He's even built a ground in Ajman and funded a lot of local teams and players. But the ultimate disruptor from him was the launch of a T10 franchise league here in the UAE. Mr. Shahji, thank you very much for joining us. You're a very busy man, so we'll try to keep this short and crisp like a T10 match. How are you feeling?
Thank you very much, Tariq. Yes, I'm quite fine. I think the T10 coming up, season 5, November 19th is the start date. So we're all very excited with the way the T10 has progressed and what we're looking forward to for season 5. Yes, a busy time, both from the T10 sports event perspective and also, the business perspective, yes.
Well, give us a little bit of an insight. How did this journey start? I knew you started from Sharjah. I think the first 2 seasons were there, and then we moved to Dubai. All of a sudden, we hear that there is an even shorter tournament from a T20, and all these stars like Shahid Afridi are coming. So, what gave you the idea?
Yeah, Tariq, I think way back in 2017, I remember. I think some of the World Cup games were going on of football, basically. So me and my son Adnan, we were watching the game. And then we were pretty engrossed with the passion of the fans in football because, the way they were into the game, following every minute, all the emotions of the sport, the high and the low, and so well connected. And then it is the fact that football is the world's biggest sports with the highest number of followers. And then we were talking how cricket has evolved. And then right from the 5-day test came the 1-day, evolved to T20, which is a huge success. And then for us, the question was, do spectators have time? Do they really watch the whole T20 game, like the 4.5 hours? Time's getting shorter, so where will cricket evolve next? And the question was, why can't cricket be like football, a 90 minutes game? So that's where the thought process started. And I said, okay, let's try it out. Always trying it out is best. But then we did agree that trying a new format in the world, international cricket, would never been played before at the international level, would have a lot of challenges. Then I said we should do it right. So multiple challenges. One was an acceptance of the ICC itself to allow a T10 format to be played at international level. The players themselves to be interested to be trying something new. It's not like the Sixers. We didn't want T10 to be like the Sixers. It's a fun evening, go and hit the ball out of the park, have a drink. We wanted T10 to be a real serious format of cricket. So that was convincing the top guys as well. And then came after that the franchisees, the boards, the broadcasters, the whole gamut of international cricket. So I was lucky that time I think the PSL was going on, and then we had Shahid Afridi and Chris Gayle both in the same hotel. And one of my friends connected me to them and set up a meeting like 15 minutes apart between the two during lunchtime. So I still remember Chris Gayle was relaxing next to a swimming pool lounge when I went in there, and they, hey man, what's up? In this typical style. They said, look, hey Chris, I'm so and so. I've got this wild idea. I want to run this through. At that time, it was just an idea, running through and see how it goes, kind of thing. But Chris almost got up from his chair, and he said, man, that's me. That's exactly what I've been thinking. This is it. Yeah, it took him less than 2 minutes to really say, okay, count me in. So we signed Chris Gayle as the league ambassador right on. So I had the first league ambassador on the international, and that I'm sure you all realize 2017, no bigger devastating player than Chris Gayle.
Yeah.
And then Then after 15, 20 minutes, I had Shahid Afridi lined up. And then I went to Shahid and said, look, Shahid, I've got this idea. Then he was excited as well. He said, Zabardast hai. You know, मुझे तो इतने ball चाहिए, इससे ज़्यादा तो नहीं चाहिए. Coming from Shahid. So that kind of whetted the interest of the international. Then we got in more discussions with very serious discussions. Mahendra Singh Dhoni, lucky to have him here. He had come to open, one of the sports complexes here. So we had an evening. So discussed with him. Well, he was and he gave some very good tips. Because at that time, wild thoughts were floating around saying, okay, T10, let's do something different. Like, let's say, 10 aside, reduce the number of overs, make it more interactive. And he gave very solid advice. Said, look, cricket, if it needs to be taken seriously, should not change from the basics of what cricket is. You see T20 and you see Test cricket, the basics haven't changed. It's still the 11 players, still the the balance between a bat and ball, all that, full boundary. So we took that very seriously. And we're thinking of the ping ball. And it was Dhoni who said, no, don't try a ping ball because it swings too much. You need a, proper.
Yeah.
So all those tips. So putting everything together, we had the players in. Then the next biggest challenge was actually the ICC. Now, how would we convince the ICC, a world body, and say, okay, look, we want to bring in something which is not tried. So ICC said, look, we're not sure whether the boards will entertain this thought. So then we asked them, what can we do? And in that time, I think there were some regulation requirements. We said, look, as far as we're concerned, we're probably looking at minimum 3 international full member boards to endorse the league and give confirmation they'll release the players before we can even accept your application.
Yeah.
Yes, we did that journey again. We got not 3 but 5. So we had that in 2017, the PCB, the Pakistan Cricket Board, the Sri Lanka Cricket Board, the Afghanistan Cricket Board, the West Indies Cricket Board, the Zimbabwe Cricket Board, all of them, and even the Bangladesh Cricket Board, all of them endorsed. And we went back to the ICC and said, look, I've got my endorsement. Now, can we have, your sanction? Then there was another hiccup. Then ICC said at that time, look, as for our regulations, because UAE is not a full member in associate, and during that time, the regulations called for a full member country to actually send the team to play in the league.
Right.
So that was another huge challenge. So again, we went back to a few boards. Luckily, a couple of them, including Sri Lanka, agreed. So the first edition, out of the 6 teams, I had Sri Lanka Cricket Board sending a full team captained by the captain, Dinesh Chandimal. It was not a national team, but it was a board representative team, Sri Lanka board team. So I think that was the initial challenges. Then obviously we signed in the top 50 internationals of the world to make sure it's a really top talent playing. And then we went to the top television channels, like it was just between Star and Sony at that time. I said, then Sony, we made a deal with Sony. So got them to broadcast, and that's where it started, basically. So that's the whole story of concept to, actual realizing and executing the first league.
Nice. So if you've got somebody like the universe boss and Boom Boom Afridi on your side, I think it makes it a little bit more easier. But somebody like ICC, we've seen just cricket in general is not very open to change, but you've disrupted it completely. And the interesting thing is, it's not just the players like Shahid Afridi and Chris Gale, but because of the T10, we've seen the local players like Wasim, like Chirag, like Rohan get into the limelight as well. So it's definitely a game changer for us. So you mentioned that this tournament is starting in November. What can we expect? What's new? What's fresh? Are we going to see new teams? Are we going to see more players? What's on the agenda?
Look, I think it's all the development of the game, the T10 itself. Now, we are in season 5 now, so that itself is a testimony of the success of the format and the league. So now, I think what has evolved is, for the last 2 years, the various cricket boards around the world have been talking to us, and we've been talking to them to bring T10 global. So we are definitely on the way, and hopefully, very soon we'll be announcing at least 2 or 3 new T10 properties, basically. So
Nice.
that's one. But as far as you took the names of the top UAE boys, and I think that we're very happy that T10 has become a platform for UAE talent to really nurture. And it was pretty pleasing to see that these boys not only just participated, they really actually dominated a
Yeah.
few of the games, even the international they dominated.
Yeah.
There have been a few man of the match performances. That is a big takeaway for us because I've been pretty passionate about developing the UAE cricket.
Yes.
And I've been part of the UAE cricket development almost for the last 30 years, you could say.
Yeah.
In some form or the other. Yeah, including running the council, like you said, and being member of the Emirates Cricket board and doing whatever I can to support the development of cricket here, basically.
Well, hopefully, Shaji, I know in the interest of time, we want to keep it short. I just want to say a big thank you to you from all of us. UAE is slowly getting onto the cricket map. As you mentioned, the IPL, PSL, even the World Cup is happening here. And it's so proud for us to say that a franchise tournament, something that's homegrown for us, an idea from you, is something that's a big part of the sporting calendar. So wish you all the best. We wish T10 all the best. We'll be watching and enjoying the bang bang format, but we also hope that this leads to the growth of cricket internationally in tournaments like the Olympics, etc.
Yeah, thank you, Tariq. And I think just as my parting note, I'd also like to thank the organizers of the local domestic tournaments for D10, D20, and now I think Red Bear has come in. The UMG has come in to support the domestic cricket. So that is showing the interest of the organizations like both Red Bear and UMG to really participate and contribute to the development of the UAE cricket. So this all makes one strong team. And thank you for this interview.
No, it's my pleasure. We wish you all the best. And with that, it's Abdul Rehman signing off from the Outside Edge. Hello and welcome to another episode of The Outside Edge. My guest today is a very special player. He's the first UAE player to be selected to play in the IPL. And he's played franchise cricket in Nepal, Canada, and also for the Abu Dhabi T10. He's the current vice captain of the UAE national side. Welcome, Chirag Suri.
Thank you so much.
Nice to see you, my friend.
Pleasure.
How are things?
Yeah, not too bad.
Well, you had an amazing D10. But unfortunately, we don't see you in the green of Fujairah. What's happening?
Yeah, well, unfortunately, missing out on a great tournament. Obviously, 50 overs, and especially we don't get too many opportunities of 50-over cricket, and especially this one. Brilliant facility, brilliant venue, very competitive cricket. I've been watching it from home, and honestly, I was just envying it a little bit. So that's why I made my way to the ground to see you. Unfortunate to just have a little bit of a hamstring strain. So I'm just recovering with that, and looking forward to just being back on the ground now.
So you've been watching the matches and shadow practicing at home?
Yeah, absolutely. I've been making them runs from the bed, and definitely been watching the cricket, been following it, all the guys, and it's very exciting, and lots of promising new players. A couple of our the current UAE players doing well as well. So I mean, it's lovely to see.
Well, you've been playing a lot of camp cricket as well, right? You guys play a lot of 50 overs, so you are in sync with the game. But this injury hampering an opportunity to play in a tournament like this?
Yeah, I mean, definitely. Of course, we have been training a lot, and there has been a lot of 50 over fixtures that have been come up. Inter squad and things like that. And I mean, it's really good because at the end of the day, 50 overs is what we need to focus on in terms of qualifying as a ODI nation, as a UAE national team. So it is very, very important for us to really focus on that and make a very good one-day side. And I think we're only getting better now, especially seeing D50 and the way the teams have been playing out here. So it's very exciting.
Nice. So you and I have had a lot of banter, some good fun on social media. I've criticized you very heavily on your performances.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you come back and you're in a completely different playing field. What happened? What changed?
I think you changed.
I can take credit for all of that?
I think you changed. No, I think, look, different situations require different sort of mentality, different sort of skills, and you definitely have to keep upgrading yourself. And I believe in just trying to get better every day that goes by. And I've just been looking forward to do that, and definitely the opportunities are increasing in this region. The IPL is coming here, the World Cup is coming here, Abu Dhabi T10, the UAE has its own T20 league coming. So the opportunity is for the players. It's really up to us now, to take it with both hands, So it's a great shift in UAE cricket and Emirates board, obviously playing a huge part, with these domestic tournaments, I don't think we've ever had these many guys out, playing live cricket where you are being noticed, performances are being taken note of, and it's super competitive cricket. I mean, you could bring in players from anywhere and put them in here, and then they'll really enjoy this kind of cricket because this is top level cricket.
Well, talking about bringing players and top level cricket, give us a little bit of insight on what it is to be an IPL player or a franchise player, because a lot of people here, they go home, they come back, they play cricket, but that is a completely different thing.
Look, honestly, in terms of cricket, and we've seen it. Every year we see all these massive tournaments like the IPL, and the buzz and the great hype that goes with it. Of course, it's amazing to represent in a tournament like the IPL, and being the first UAE player to be there. It definitely comes with a lot of added responsibility, pressure, lots of expectation as well. But just being around those kind of players, you just learn so much. I think just being over there, I just got to learn so much from the guys around me. It's like it's like just being in a school.
Right.
You're in like a cricket school, like around them, So
Right.
I got to learn so much around them, and you just pick up small things. It doesn't have to be big things. You don't go on talking, but you just watch and you learn. And I sort of have that knack. I pick up things really quick.
Right.
So just watching them and the way they train, you got to be training smart. It's great, we're putting in hours and hours of training, but if it's not smart work, if it's not specific to what you need to work on, like you could be doing the same thing but not getting better. And
Right.
So obviously, I've picked up a few things from there, and the different opportunities I've got to play, and I think I've come out a better player.
Well, talking about training, fitness, coaching, and all these things, I know you take all of that really seriously. If you're one of the thousands of Chirag followers on Instagram, you'll know for a fact that you're almost every day in the gym. So talk us a little bit about that smart training, that fitness, that coaching. What is it that goes into that planning? How do you plan for all of that?
Look, it's a part of it's a routine now for me. I think it's not like something you wake up and then you say today I'm going to do it and tomorrow I'm not going to do it. You have to make it part of your life, and it's just about getting into those processes, whether it's your gym stuff, whether it's your skill work, whether it's your diet, your nutrition, your sleep. Like at the end of the day, if we have to go to the next level as UAE cricketers, we need to train. We need to live a life like the professionals.
Right.
Like you would see professional players in India, or Australia or anywhere in the world, for them, Pakistan for that matter. So we really have to completely have a routine that's going towards making us a better player. It's not like you do it for a couple of hours, a couple of days a week. It's like it's your lifestyle. Your lifestyle has to be a cricketer. So
you live that life. Again, talking about
yeah,
that structure
yeah.
with the IPL and even in franchise cricket, that is completely different from what we've been doing, let's say, before that.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think, especially, since a couple of years ago, I was contracted by the Emirates Cricket Board. I became a full, contracted player. And, you sort of, when you're younger and you're going up, you want to, sort of have some sort of a security, you want to be a professional. It's great that, in the past, we've had some amazing players, but they could not take cricket full time because of certain restrictions they had. But luckily now we have that sort of structure in place. With the board and with the new coach, Robin coming through, and guys really believe that we can take cricket to the next level over here, and we believe that we are there to compete. Whether it was the guys doing well in Abu Dhabi T10 or a couple of our guys doing well in Canada, whatever it was, we know we can compete with the best in the world, and that's exactly what we want to keep on doing.
You play in the top order. There's a lot of competition. A bit nervous?
No, nothing. Not nervous. I think definitely it's good to see the guys, doing well and things like that. And definitely, it's the most competitive side has been over the last few years. Why? Because clearly we're seeing more talent. More talent is being noticed, and we're just more aware because of tournaments like these. So it's a very, very positive sign, because the more the people come through, you're only going to become better, right? That's how it is, because that's the sort of mentality I have. I don't see a challenge as something. You know me, my personality.
Yeah.
If there's people talking about me, and I love that, I feed off that energy. If there's people talking good or bad, it doesn't matter.
Right.
There's always going to be people.
Yeah.
you're going to be talking bad about me today, but tomorrow you're going to be my fan. So I like to try to turn those guys into my fans. So more than anything, I just enjoy my cricket, and that's how I don't look at me not making a side or things like that. I think I'm past that. When you're younger, you do think about those kind of things, and oh, am I gonna make this side or things like that. But I think I believe in myself to do well and perform whenever given the opportunity, and I will do that. I think and my goal is definitely to take my cricket to the next level, and with the UAE play World Cups and things like that. Obviously, we're missing out on an amazing home World Cup this time, but I think we have to take this sort of to the heart, and just remember when we go into that sort of situation next time, because a World Cup is a dream for me to play. Yeah.
Well, we were talking about this on social media a couple of days back, and the criticism, as you were mentioning, the players are not used to this. The young ones, especially the under-19 kids. So what would you say to them? I mean, in terms of people like me.
I think there's always going to be people like you. So you got to feed off these kind of things, man. I think if there's people talking about, I don't know where I read it or I heard an interview or something. If there's people talking about you got to be doing something, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
You got to you can't, if you start listening to every single person who's out there, everybody's got their own opinions, and I'm no one to tell you you're wrong, right? The only thing I can do is what control what I do and my performance and things like that, and that's what's going to change things. And fortunately, I have been in the situation that I have been able to do pretty well in the couple of opportunities I've had, and I just want to continue that same momentum, really, because obviously a couple of injuries and things like that, and you feel like you're missing out on the action. But I think it's also maybe mentally refreshing. You just take yourself time out from the game, get to think more about your game, and things. I think it's very. I got to take everything positively. I'm not someone who takes people talking about me or injuries as a negative. I know I'm going to come back, and I'm going to come back harder.
Well, I can tell you for a fact, I'm absolutely pleased that you've proved me wrong. I was your biggest critic, but you shut me up very well with your bat, and I think that's very important for the players to learn and understand as well. That there will be 100 of critics looking and watching at the game, talking about them. You have to prove them wrong. Chirag Suri's absolute pleasure. We were talking about doing this on Facebook and YouTube and whatnot. We're going to be live on TV. It's been an absolute pleasure talking to you, man. And wish you all the best. Get well soon.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Chirag. On behalf of the crew, it's Abdul Rehman signing off from the Outside Edge. Let's take you back to the comms for the start of the second half.